Okay, let's talk about Javon Kinlaw, someone who was definitely a more controversial signing. A lot of people were surprised by the $45 million total for a 3-year contract price tag that he received. I looked on certain Reddits and you could see, the Jets subreddit, they definitely found it a bit surprising. The NFL subreddit was also kind of making fun of the signing. And even the Washington Commanders subreddit was a bit confused by why this ultimately ended up happening. And I think a big part of it has to be just from the fact that you look at his PFF grades, it's not spectacular, right? Not great stuff here. PFF only means so much, but this is definitely something you look at and say, well, okay, why are we giving him so much money? I personally, when I made a video, I was critical of the signing, and some people did not like that I was critical of it. You saw plenty of comments disagreeing with me, saying that, hey, there's a reason why I just make YouTube videos and the people in charge of the Commanders are the people in charge of the Commanders. And you know what? You're absolutely correct about that. But hey, you clicked on my YouTube video, you want to hear my thoughts, so let me give you some of my thoughts here. One of the comments I received said he played well last year, do your research. So okay, let's do my research, why don't we? Let's dive into Javon Kinlaw's tape. And right off the bat, so we're going to start off with this play. And also, I just want to mention, just because I did that, just want to be clear, feel free to criticize me. That's a whole part of this. That's what the comment section is there for. I have no issue with that. Hey, I don't think I'm right. I'm just going to give my opinion. So here are my opinions. And first, I have to say, watching the tape, I do see some legitimate positives with Kinlaw's game. I can see what the Commanders see in him. Watch on this play how he's just going to drive that guard further back. Ultimately, a different player picks him up, but he drives that player back as well. Ultimately, the other pressure can't quite get there, as this was a screen pass, so some of the pressure that was supposed to be there was already supposed to be there, right? But still, Kinlaw did a great job at driving that offensive lineman back. We do see this, and that's something that he definitely is, that's a part of his game. This play is another example where watch what he's going to do on this one. It's going to kind of go up one-on-one against the center. And watch how he just gets around at center immediately. Does unfortunately miss the tackle, but that's still a really impressive play to get into the backfield so quickly. So this is what he is capable of doing. You have to think this is what the Commanders are seeing in him. Someone who can use these moves to create some splash plays. And I will say, if you watch his highlights, there are highlights to be had. Absolutely. I don't know if that tape's been made yet, but like when I watch his film, I could create a highlight reel if I wanted to. So what's the issue then? Why does he have such a low PFF grade and things like that? Well, essentially, he has a couple of moves that he kind of is constantly trying to pull off. He's very aggressive. Like, this is an example of it. And in fact, the Cardinals game was interesting because they kind of used his aggressiveness to their advantage. And they were able to, if you remember, that offense was really humming in that game. Part of it was how they attacked Kinlaw, where watch what Kinlaw's going to do on this play. As you see, the guard kind of just lets him go past, and because Kinlaw gets off to that quick first step every play, he essentially just ran himself out of the play, and the Cardinals were doing this a decent amount in this game. It's something that you have to live with if you are Kinlaw, right? He is someone who can be over-aggressive, and sometimes that works out, sometimes it doesn't. But I want to head over here because, one of the issues with offensive line film study and defensive line film study is unless you're personally just watching the tape yourself or you're using a stat such as like pass rush win rate, I can show you clips, but the reality is I could take the worst pass rusher or the worst defensive lineman in the league. I shouldn't say pass rusher because we're talking about run defense as well. But I could take the worst defensive lineman in the league and find 5 reps that they win and make them look good. I could find the best pass rusher in the league, find 5 reps where they lose, and then make them look bad, right? So all I can do is explain what I saw when I watched him play. And as of right here, going up one-on-one against the right guard, this is the most common thing I saw when I watched Kinlaw play. You're going to see Darnold take the snap, and quite frankly, Kinlaw is just not really able to generate much pressure whatsoever. The comparison I would make with Kinlaw is he is a home run hitter. When he is going up to the plate, he is swinging for the fences every time. And when he drives into one, he is able to make a splash play. That's how he got 4.5 sacks this year. That's not a bad number for an interior defensive lineman. However, more often than not, this is what you see. This play, it's a one-on-one matchup here going up against the right guard. You're going to see him try to get off to that quick first step. However, the Cardinals guard is able to corral pretty nicely and Kinlaw isn't able to win that rep. Ultimately, what I care about more than anything isn't how good your wins look. I care about how consistently you're able to win. And for Kinlaw, that answer isn't zero. Like, he is a capable player, and he is someone that you like on the field, but he also isn't someone that you would sit here and say is a star player either. And I think part of it is just the way our brains work. We hear $15 million a year and think that is a star player contract when it really isn't. But even with that, it's still a surprising. It's surprising to see him get so much. Also, I'll say this as well. I did not consider him to be too effective when he is not making those big splash plays. Some of the comments were saying, oh, well, people are focusing on his pass rush, but he's a run defender. I don't really know why people say that. I feel like people just say that when they're trying to defend someone's, a player that they don't maybe follow too closely, because he is nowhere near the run defender than he is the pass rusher. He is significantly better as a pass rusher than a run defender. Like, again, I'll use the PFF grades just because that is a counting stat, right? I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. Feel free to disregard it if you want to. That's not the only reason I'm saying this. I'm just using another point of data besides what I saw personally, if you want 2 points of data instead of one. But you see his, pass rush grade was 68.2. His run defense grade was 50.8. So again, they don't see it that way, and I'll show a play as well. As of right here, he's going to be double teamed. So, okay, that's hard, right? Getting double teamed is not so easy. That can be difficult for sure. However, watch him really get taken out of this play. When he got double team blocked, that's what happened, is he got really moved out of the play. He's just not a spectacular run blocker. That's just kind of not a spectacular run defender. That's just not his game. And that's okay, right? He doesn't have to be a superstar at every level. He's an effective player, and I think that the Washington Commanders are going to get a player that is, solid and does help the roster. I think that we have seen the cap kind of balloon up, and so seeing a player like him get this massive deal, it feels like crazier than it probably should. That being said, I'm still just never a fan of these types of moves. I'm not. But at the same time, like, to the people saying, like, hey, there's a reason why I have a YouTube channel and, Peters is Peters, they're correct. I don't know everything. All I can know is what I see on film and give my opinions. And the fact that there is a smart organization that is trusting this guy, okay, well, maybe I am wrong about that. Like, that's absolutely true. Now, smart organizations do dumb things all the time. Smart organizations make bad contracts all the time. The Chiefs have made bad contracts along with making great ones, right? So no one's going to bat 1,000. But ultimately, all I'm going to do is give my opinion on the matter. You can certainly feel free to disagree in the comment section below, but those are my thoughts on Kinlaw. I think he's an effective piece for whatever you want to call him. I think he can do some nice things for a 500 snap a year player, but $15 million is probably significantly more, maybe double as much as I would have felt comfortable paying him. But also, maybe the Commanders just value this piece more than I do. Who knows? But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for watching to the end of that video. I do appreciate it. If you want to see my other channel, Jackson Kruger Movies, where I talk about movies, give some film reviews and stuff like that of a different kind, if that seems like your kind of thing, the link is in the description below for that, as is the link for my Twitter account. I'm at Jackson Kruger, so give me a follow on there if that's your kind of thing. And also, of course, remember to hit the subscribe button on this channel. I do always appreciate it, and thanks again for watching to the end of the video.